Today we're going to be talking about this Riley Defense AK that we have pretty much tricked all out in Midwest Industry Furniture to make it tacticool and you know,
is style points.
This is definitely style points and make you worth a shit on the range. It was $600 at the local gun store. I think they come in new about $800. The one we had already had kind of like a tactical feel to it.
It had Magpul furniture.
It had Magpul furniture on it. It had a Riley Defense rail system on it, and you know it. It was close, and I thought about doing the video and doing that there, but you know, we work with Midwest Industries and we think they make some pretty cool stuff. So we reached out to them and they were kind enough to work with us on tricking this thing out. So in general, the Riley Defense has been a really good AK. It's shot about that 2 MOA, fairly accurate AK-47, at least from the experience we have with the Zastava, the PSAs. You know, it was holding its own. I think, you know, from an AK manufacturer out of Hickory, North Carolina, the Riley Defense seems to be a pretty decent AK-47. And once we have all this stuff on it and we're shooting it some more, we've got a lot of rounds through it, and it's been fairly good, especially for being a used firearm.
Yeah.
You know, coming from
that goes against the stigma of, oh, I'm too good to buy a used gun.
Yeah, if you can find a used gun, there's definitely...
If you find a deal, buy it.
And this one didn't come without its blemishes. There was rust all over it.
Yeah, it had some pitting on it and a little bit of elbow grease and some
steel wool
and some rim oil. Yeah,
it goes a long way, doesn't it?
A little elbow grease, you know. There's still a few little places, but it cleaned up nice.
I thought for $600 it was a very good deal. After we got that said and done, we grouped it, we shot it a little bit, and then we decided to trick it out. So we're going to go over this tactical AK build and tell you guys a little bit about what we like about it and why we did some of the stuff we did. But before we do, there's some important things we got to tell you guys about. One, you guys should go check us out at basementoperator.com. That is basically where all of our stuff happens, from merchandise to, you know, cool builds. You can probably find something like this. But it's a good way to support us. We're going to be doing merch drops over there. So if you want to go sign up for, you know, notifications through email, that's over there as well. These merch drops are going to be limited. And once they're out and gone, they're going to be gone. You won't be able to get them again.
Get them while you can.
Yeah, get them while you can. So go over there and check us out. We'd really appreciate it. We also have to give a big shout out to the people that keep the lights on here. TacPack. TacPack is a big supporter of the channel. They're a monthly subscription service for tactical goods. You know, you get on a monthly basis. Sparky, you love them. It's like Christmas every month, isn't that right? You want to go check out TacPack, head on over to basementoperator.com/links, and they're at the very top. And if you decide you do want to sign up for TacPack, you can get a free goodie bag if you use code DELP and it's your first time signing up. So
nice little gift.
Yeah, nice little gift. Big thank you to TacPack for keeping the channel flowing. Also, we need to give a big shout out to TrueShot. TrueShot is one of the ammo supporters here on the channel. We love them. You can find pretty much everything over at TrueShot, from hunting ammo, plinking ammo if you need to buy in bulk or if you need to buy one box at a time. TrueShot has you covered. You can go over to basementoperator.com/links as well. You should go check us out and use our code and, you know, stock up on some ammo. All right?
Now's a good time.
Now's a good time as ever. So some of the things we have done to this that we really liked is we went with a Dead Air Wolverine suppressor, which this is the one we shot out the end with.
Not we.
This is the one I shot out the end with the Zastava. When we're not running this Wolverine Dead Air, we are running a Strike Industries 3-prong, which are pretty sweet little 3-prong flash hiders. I'll pop them up here on screen so you guys can take a look at them. But we've been really big fans of them. When we're, like I said, when we're not running the suppressor, that is what we're running on this build and on Sparky's PSA build. Both of them look so much better. This thing came with a tank brake and it
it was your stereotypical eBay tank brake.
So the first big change we did was we swapped out the rail system on it, and we went with one of Midwest Industries rails. All in all, I think it is a super clean, super utilitarian rail system. We have Picatinny across the top in case you want to install any type of laser IR device. We have M-LOK, which is on either side of the handguard. We are actually running a little mini Surefire right here with some goon tape and some pressure pads, and then an M-LOK hand stop on the bottom. And all of this comes out to be a fairly decent handguard setup and pretty much does everything I think.
It's got QD points made into it.
It does have QD points made into it.
I was a big fan because it's like really sturdy. You see some AK handrails or handguards, everyone will say it. Like some of the metal ones look real bulky and cheap. This gives you all the function, but still giving you something that's really sturdy. So I'm a big fan, it looks clean.
I mean, like all of our other Midwest handguards, they're really nice in terms of their coating, their finishing on them. I mean, it is a very clean setup.
Now, we'll say, installing.
Yeah, talk about the install.
This comes with the territory. So this is not a gripe of Midwest. This just comes when you start messing around
with AKs.
With AK stuff, where there's so many different AK variants. A lot of your AK furniture that you buy, you have to somewhat customize it to your AK. So that's something that
with the Dremel.
With the Dremel. So like that was something that we were starting to step into. So it did take some time. It was a whole lot of trying to see if it fit, Dremel it out, see if it fits, Dremel it out. So it does take some time. There are a lot of screws putting this thing together. So as you're doing it, we didn't Loctite them right off the bat just because we were make sure everything fit together.
Make sure everything fit, then go back and
Loctite. Because all this is tied in together. So take your time with it. Don't get frustrated. Comes with the territory. Buy a good Dremel and a bunch of bits, and you're ready to go. Yeah. Just take your time with it, but you can do it.
Sparky kind of mentioned it. We went with a top rail system for the AK. And traditionally speaking, when you do a top rail system on an AK, a lot of people advise against it because they don't hold zero very well. The way Midwest kind of went around this, and when we were actually talking to Midwest and kind of going back and forth, I had originally asked for just one of their optic mounts that mount to
your traditional AK.
The side piece here, and they were like, why don't you try out one of the top rails so that you can see how it functions, because they stand behind their products. And I was like, well, sure, why not? So this top rail system here mounts to the handguard. It kind of bridges here right around the iron sights, and it locks up pretty good, doesn't it, Sparky?
Yes, the only thing you have to be really for sure on is your fitment of your handguard. So like I said, going back to the Dremel and everything, you have to get a really good fit and snug everything down and make sure it's not moving, because if this appears loose, it's gonna throw everything else off. So you have to take your time, do a good job putting on the handrail, and then tying it all in together will have good lockdown. So
yeah, just make sure it bridges right here.
Yeah, you just make sure you're doing a good job.
All in all, I think the top rail on this upper has done flawlessly.
Because if you start losing zero, it's probably a U installation problem as opposed to the quality of this rail.
Moving further back, another thing we decided to go with, we actually kept the MOE SL perfectly fine. It's like all the other AK grips we have, honestly. And then for the stock, we went with a Midwest Industries AK stock. Nice in terms of the adjustability, but it does have a little bit of wobble in it.
It's got a little wobble. When you start getting to folding stocks, you start getting into that territory that you open yourself up to that. But this one is more so than other Midwest stocks that we've messed around with.
Yeah, because you'd prefer your BRN Midwest stock.
Yeah, the one like I have on my BRN.
It's like a triangle, right?
It's a triangular one with the cheek riser made into it. It's a little bit sturdier than this one. But what I like about this is all the adjustment. You can adjust your cheek riser up and down. You can actually adjust your butt pad up and down as well. You got full adjustment on the back of this thing, which is really nice.
A lot of flexibility when it comes to how you set this thing up.
Because you could take this one and put it on the BRN, for example, and then adjust it down to wherever you needed it.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that, because if you just would have put a basic like folding stock on here, your head would be too far down for this optic. It would be great for the iron sights, but it'd be too far down for the optic. So having this being adjustable is fantastic.
Well, Sparky, I think it is time to shoot it. What do you think?
Oh, I've been dying.
So we are going to do a little bit of shooting with this thing. Before we do though, we do need to give a big shout out to TA Targets. TA Targets are some awesome steel targets that we've been using for quite some time now. We've used the ever-living crap out of them, and they've held up great on the range. We put them through a lot, and honestly, we've been really big fans. Easy setup, and
they're simple-minded proof.
They are simple-minded proof. So big thank you to TA Targets. If you want to check them out, head on over to Basement Operator /links. Use code DELP at checkout.
Save some moolah.
Save you some moolah, and tell them we sent you. All right, so Sparky, will you be my beeper?
Please.
All right, let's go.
Shooter ready?
Shooter's ready.
Beep.
Finally. Took me a while to hit that far one.
It always takes a long time.
Here, hold on a minute. See, I'll see if I can do it again. Oh no, am I out of ammo?
It takes you forever to hit the spot, don't it?
Ah, communism.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, that's yours.
That's right.
All right, Sparky, you want to give her a go?
Oh yeah. Can you tell I'm not an AK guy?
Yeah. All right, Sparky, can I be your beeper?
Yes.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
Beep. Oh, no.
No, ran out of bullets. Right, we was about to send one way down there at 120
some odd
yards. We was about to let it ring on Flag Day, but no.
All right, clear her out. That is one thing I like about it. Some of the AKs do not have this
the notch cut out.
The notch cut out. And
I do like that notch. We can leave bolt open so that you guys don't yell at us.
But in terms of shooting, the AK shoots really good. This is our first experience actually with Riley Defense. Like I said, this was just a pickup, so they don't even know who we are. But overall, it was fairly accurate. AK-47,
Shot
great. We didn't have a lot of hiccups. We had some, but I think that's due to suppressor. Suppressing AKs is, you know, notoriously a pain in the ass. So being able to, you know, suppress it effectively, it just needed to be worn in a little bit. I think we actually only had those issues at the very start, and here, you know, 500 rounds later, we haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. All in all, I think the AK-47, very solid AK. I think the Midwest Industries parts were a great addition. The total cost of this AK-47 minus the suppressor, the dot, and the light came out to about $1,500. So, you know, if you can find you a very well done AK for like $500–600 that you're happy with the accuracy, you're happy with the performance of it, you're happy with how, you know, it all is shaken out, and you want to upgrade it for another $500–600, you can drop some Midwest stuff on it and you're at $1,100, which is the price that you're shooting at with a lot of AR-15s, you know? So you get a tactical AK, can be done for about the same price as, you know, your tactical AR-15, and you get to shoot the 30 cal bullet. Now, we are obviously AR-15 fans here. There's a lot of things that we don't like about AKs, but for the most part, you know, this has been a very good shooting little AK-47.
It's been fun to mix up a little bit.
For sure. Sparky, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, I wouldn't be afraid to buy a Riley. Like it seems to be on par with most other AKs I've had my hands on.
We really appreciate, you know, Midwest Industries working with us on this one.
Great
and
stuff.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow me and Sparky on Instagram. Make sure to check us out at Discord. And then also go over to Basement Operator and sign up for the email so you guys can see when we get cool new merch. We'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take some outdoors. Peace.
Bye, Mom. Ready?
Let's do it to it, Sparky.
That's right.
All right, ready?